smiling or not? If money was a person, who would it be? Kind and gentle or cold and mean?
When we understand what happy money is, then happy money is our pathway to happy life.
Money can be happy or it can be sad.
Ken is a walking example of what he's teaching. When you're practicing those principles, your life around money absolutely transforms. And Ken's book will tell you how to do that.
Many people ask me why I wrote this book. Many years ago, when my daughter was just a little baby, I had a strange dream. In my dream, my daughter came to me, 18 years old. She said to me, "Daddy, you may have some money, but you're doing nothing in the world." From that time on, everything changed. My priorities become clear. We're all told, go to school, get a job, you'll be set for life. But we all know there is more to it than that. There's another way as well. Everything I learned from my mentor, that the key to money and to all things is understanding and appreciation. That when I learned how to develop appreciation, mysteriously, life somehow brings you more to appreciate. When it comes to money, that's true too. Perhaps it is more easily understood in my culture, Japanese culture. It doesn't come natural. We all have to learn. I learned the practice, and you can too. I call it happy money.
Are you currently where you want to be in life? Stop and reflect, because right now, this is your chance. Life is not just a one-way route. Living is not just about being in the moment. Beyond the mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional aspects, there's more to this lifetime than meets the eye. There is an undeniable power within you that fuels every aspect of your life. But the realms beyond where you are and where you want to be, personally and professionally, call for connections that are forged between your passion and your goals. Your success means everything. Be resilient and not let any setbacks dampen your spirits. Your time on earth is ticking by. You owe it to yourself to be the best you can possibly be. It's time to pursue success. It's time to be inspired. It's time to be supported. And with a community that is dedicated to your non-stop progress, together, everything is possible.
In all honesty, it was never about the money. Money is just a piece of paper, a number on a screen. Its value is only backed by a belief in its value from the very start. This was never about the money. Paying off the mortgage, buying your dream car, traveling around the world, never having to worry about your financial situation. It's the freedom that you were looking for. Your destination wasn't anything monetary related. It was a feeling, a sensation, the ability to do what you want whenever you want it without ever having to cast a thought towards, can I afford this? Have I used up all my holidays? How am I going to pay the rent? Will I be able to live off my pension? What dreams will I have to sacrifice because I can't afford to pursue them? The most important lesson from this video was never about the nature of money. It was about the one valuable resource that we all have, the one resource we will never be able to reclaim: time. Is giving up a large chunk of your time towards a job that you probably don't like worth it? Is your life settled on working, coming home, watching the telly, sleeping, waking up the next day and repeating the same cycle until you retire? How many more hours of your life do you let slip through because of this? Well, perhaps you'll find with that reality. Perhaps you have no other choice but to follow that path for the time being. And if that's the case, there's nothing to worry about. The most you got from this video was a little entertainment and maybe a change in perspective. But there are those of you that understand the other side. Those of you that have the desire to never need to worry about money ever again. And so I feel the need to remind you.
Generate more wealth and happiness in your life. If that sounds like you, put me in the comments because you are in the right place. My name is Dr. Michael Lee and welcome to the Wealth Code Breakers. I just want to acknowledge you and thank you for being here today because you've already given up some of your resources, some of your time and your energy. How many of you agree that time is probably the most valuable resource that we have? If you agree, put agree in the comments because then I know that we are speaking the same language here. Because the fact is that we can only withdraw from the bank of time. We can't pay into the bank of time because time is so valuable. And I want to thank you and acknowledge you for being here today. So because at the end of the day, you could be doing something else today. You could be with loved ones, you could be relaxing, you could even be working and generating money, but you are here because you want to grow. And I want to thank you and acknowledge you for that because I am committed to making sure that I'll do everything in my power to make sure that today it is worth your life. So I'm a consultant in human performance. I'm going to be your host. And I would love to welcome you as part of Success Resources Wealth Code Breakers because there is a 5-part series here where you're going to discover that your happiness begins in balancing money IQ, which is your business and investing intelligence. So you know how to create businesses and investments that create endless streams of money. And it's balanced with money EQ. And that is money, emotional intelligence. And that's in terms of knowing that money isn't the root of all evil, that actually a lot of good can come from money, and actually we can help more people with more money. So the fact is that today you're going to actually be learning so much from so many speakers around the globe that Success Resources have brought in today. And you're going to be finding out how these experts have built multi-million-dollar businesses and how money brings freedom and happiness for them. And this is the thing is that a lot of them have an unstoppable mindset that just keeps them going for that success. And all these self-limiting beliefs are just crushed. Because how many of you have self-limiting beliefs and things that actually stop you from success? And these things will be like, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. People won't like me if I have a lot of money. Because the fact is, people will be jealous. But I want to tell you this, that you are not creating money for yourselves. You are creating money for your loved ones. And even for the community. If you want to make communities bigger and better, if you want to make the world a much bigger and better place, maybe you would agree that the world needs a lot of love right now. If you agree with that, put love in the comments below, because I can feel that the world is in a difficult place right now. And the thing is that when we can make the world such a better place, you learn this from the speakers, that they're going to give you step-by-step process. And what you learn from today is that you're going to find out what the next step, how you can actually follow in their footsteps to gain success. So I'm super, super excited because we've got a real treat for you today. So if you are excited and you want to learn from some incredible experts today, put excited in the comments below, because then I know that you guys are raring to go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, just that I know who's in the room, because I'm feeling of energy here. Can you let me know, where are you checking in from? Which part of the world? Because I already know there's lots of people around the world that are coming in today. Welcome. So we have France, we have Australia, Malaysia, we have Philippines, England. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are all, I'm just seeing the feed just flying through here. You are all welcome to be here today. Thank you for being here. So I just want to ask you one more question, actually. So if you actually gain financial freedom, who would you spend that time with? Who do you love the most? Because I want to see who you value the most. Let me know in the chat, because I want to see who do you value the most. Children, mum, dad, husband, wife, dog, cat. Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the reason I'm asking this question, because there's this famous saying that people will do more for the people they love than what they would do. So I can see some real motivated people here, and I can actually see the love that's coming in today. I can feel your energy. I want to thank you for being here right now. So since we're actually going to spend quite a bit of time together, is it okay if I just share a little bit about myself? Thank you. So I'm Dr. Michael Lee. I'm a consultant in human performance, and I was the first clinician in the world to break a patient out of locked-in syndrome. If you don't know what that is, it's the worst stroke someone can have. 70% of these people stay they die. 30% stay paralyzed for the rest of their lives. But I managed to get a lady running within 8 months. And the thing is, I treated her mindset, her neurology, her body. How many of you agree that that's pretty amazing? If you think that's amazing, write amazing in the comments, because you're going to get a lot of amazement today. Thank you, thank you. I've also had the privilege of being in 20 countries in the world and helping over 200,000 patients get out of pain for good. Whether it is chronic pain, whether they need to repair broken relationships, whether it's helping them gain more wealth, because they are now leading healthier and happier lives, full of freedom, being able to spend more time with their loved ones. If you want to spend more time with your loved ones, put love in the comments below, and I see who you value, because it's the loved ones that keep us going. And finally, I've had the privilege of coaching over 200 elite athletes, Olympians that have won gold, silver, and bronze at the Olympics, even at Tokyo this year. Also, Premier League footballers who've won the Premier League, and also high-performing celebrities that just want to consistently succeed every day, anytime, anywhere. How many of you want to succeed in any environment? If you want to succeed, write me in the comment below. I know how ready to go you are today. But the thing is that, although I've had all this success, a lot of people actually say to me, "You're so good at public speaking, Michael. You must have been really good as a kid." And the real problem is that people only see results. They don't actually see the journey. Because I'll be honest, I was privileged enough at school to go to a private school in the UK. But unfortunately, I suffered so much racial abuse. And between the ages of 14 to 18, I made a decision. I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to say anything to anyone. I'm not going to have any friends. I'm going to keep my head low so that I don't receive any racial abuse, because that was the safest place.
But the thing is that as soon as I turned 18, I asked this very important question. And this question changed my life. The question was, Michael, are you happy in life? And I answered, no way. I'm so unhappy. Then I had this realization. Michael, if you are happy to be unhappy in life, do nothing, because nothing will change. So I made this decision when I went to university. I was in a new environment, and I decided to talk. I just wanted to share my passion of how to help people, how to help people succeed, how to help people in their bodies, their health. And of course, so many people loved what I was saying, and I was so shocked at first, but I loved it. But then I realized there was always a small portion of people that didn't like me. I didn't understand it at the time. I said, why is this? I'm not saying anything wrong. But what I realized was, it's not my problem. Because it's whatever they didn't like about me, how I look, if I'm getting more attention, whatever it was, it's not my problem. And this is the problem in today's society. A lot of people ask me, Michael, don't you just want to be... Just... 100 things right for a person, and you do one thing wrong. What do people see? Put it in the comments below. Let me know. You're absolutely right. The one thing wrong. What the heck happened to do the 100 things right? Because this is the problem in today's society. If you want to join and be normal in society, they're making people this big. Really, really small. Because they want to be better than them. But I want to be extraordinary. Because I want to build people up. I want to encourage people. I want to reach their potential so that they can get success. So this is the question I want to ask you now. Is it okay if I treat you guys as one of my elite athletes and push you for success? If that's okay, write I'm in the comments below. Because I would love to push you to your success today. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can see a lot of people are in. Going to be honest with you, there are going to be challenges. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm not going to make you uncomfortable just to watch you suffer. I'm going to see you being uncomfortable because it's your opportunity to grow. And that's what my job here is to you, to push you to gain that success. So this is the thing. That before I actually invite the first speaker on board, I've just got a bit of housekeeping rules just to put into place, just to make this environment as positive, as focused, as encouraging, just because you've invested this time to learn. And I want it to be as valuable for you as possible. So the first rule that I want to put in is that participate. I can see you are all participating. Speaker later today, Harv Eker, said, how do you do anything? Everything. There was corners in life, corners in other areas in life. If you cheat in life, you're going to cheat in other areas in life. If you serve in life, you're going to serve in other areas too. Because remember, learning requires energy. Relationships require energy. Wealth requires what? You put in the comments below. Success requires what? Put in the comments below. Happiness requires what? Put it in the comments below. It requires energy, and usually the highest energy wins. So I want to see a lot of energy today because I can see a lot of you are pumped to get success today. So the thing is that as a reward, actually, because Success Resources, we love rewarding action takers. And let me ask you this question. How many of you love prizes? If you love prizes, I put prizes in the comments because I got some good news for you. We have a lucky dip prize later today that one lucky person has the opportunity to win a Tony Robbins UPW Virtual Unleash the Power Within Virtual ticket of a value of $395. But this one to let you know, you have to focus, you have to participate, because I'm going to ask one question later after lunch, and if you get it right, you have an opportunity to win that ticket. Is that good or good? Right. If you want that, right, you want anything, I'm in. So great. So next rule. I'm going to be straight to the point here. Mobile phone. Either turn them off or put them on silent because I don't want you to be distracted. I don't want you to miss a little bit. So then actually what you learn is out of context because I want you to make sure that you can actually take what you learned today and apply it out when you leave this room. So key thing is turn your mobile phone off so you can focus. If that's okay, lift your hand up, put it on the back of your back, tap yourself and say, I'm awesome, I'm focused. Great, thank you. So also, let you know, no recording and also no self-promoting in the chat box. Just because I don't want to distract other people. I want to create this environment so people can focus, they're participating, they're getting so much value. Because the thing is that we want to protect everyone in their time, of course. So don't worry about not being able to connect with people because Success Resources have already thought about it. At the end of this event, they're going to give you a private. You can actually connect with people because you don't know. They might be your next business partner or joint venture. So that's okay. Write okay in the comments below. Okay, rule number 3, opportunities. Right, today you are going to discover some incredible tools to skyrocket your success, whether it's in health, wealth, or relationships. Now, all of these speakers, they have been handpicked from around the world because they are experts and leaders in their field. Because the fact is that once they've actually given you lots of tools, they are actually going to give an offer later. And it's up to you if you want to choose. There's no obligation if you want to continue that journey or not. But what I will say is there's an opportunity here. If you believe that they inspire you and this is what will serve you well, there is an opportunity for you to continue that journey to reach that success fast yourself. So I'm just going to give you an opportunity now, actually. And the opportunity is that lots of you may have received this email from Success Resources that you could get a VIP ticket for this event. It's $19 for this event. And what you're going to get is, of course, you get all the recordings. So if you ever miss anything, you can actually replay it, write more notes, and actually then tie everything together. So that's already worth its weight in gold already. But more importantly, they're actually giving a gift to you guys, a $50 voucher for any other course or journey that you want to continue to reach your success. Because we're just here to support you. We're just here to help you gain to that next level. So it's a no-brainer to me. $19 in, you get $50 out. It's absolutely no-brainer. But absolutely up to you if you wanted it. But it's an opportunity that you can take if you want. The last rule, positivity. And I can't stress enough, positivity is so important because just think about it. If you're surrounded by negative people, people that are grumpy, depressed, grouchy, they're just not very fun to hang out with. Positive people attract positive people. And I want you guys to be positive with each other. Because the truth is that when we are positive, we are more motivated, we're more passionate, and actually we go to those higher levels faster too. Because there are 3 rules to actually staying positive here. First one, encourage everyone. Encourage everyone as much as you can. Be honest. And the third one is, of course, take every opportunity. It may never, because it may come again. So those are the rules for the housekeeping. If you're okay with agreeing with those rules, just put in the chat box, yes, so that I know that you guys agree with, so that we can make this a comfortable. Now, I hope you're excited because now I'm ready to introduce our first speaker. I've never heard him speak live before, and I'm going to be writing notes because I know he's an incredible man in terms of what he's achieved because he is a best-selling author in Japan. But before he became an author, he was a successful business and investor. So when he had his daughter, when she was born, he was so financially secure that he could temporarily retire at the age of 29 and spent the next 4 years with his family. Incredible, right? During that time, he had this flash of inspiration that one day he'll become an author. Although he's never written anything in his life at that point, he poured everything that he knew about money and happiness into a very small pamphlet called The 8 Steps to Happiness and Prosperity, and began distributing all his close friends for free. Before he knew it, there was more requests coming in for more copies, and eventually he caught an eye of a publisher. Over the next few years, and many more books later, he found himself traveling to speak about topics like money and happiness, your life's purpose, and finding your gifts to huge audiences around the world. Since 2014, he's been speaking internationally, and 2019, he has published his first major work in English called Happy Money, the Japanese art of making peace with your money, which is now available in over 40 countries and 14 languages. He has now written over 200 books, and his major best-selling series has sold over 8 million copies so far. So, with no further ado, with high energy, with positivity, please stand up and give a massive virtual round of applause for Mr. Ken Hodner.
Introduction, and I'm happy to see you, everybody. I was reading I am live here in Tokyo. There may be a few tiny time differences, but whatever you write on the chat section, I'll read it back to you. So to prove that I exist, and we're doing this live. Yeah, love money, hi Ken. Is he Japanese? I am. I was born in Kobe, brought up in Kobe, moved to Tokyo, Melbourne, Australia. Hi. So just to make sure that we are connected live together, please let me know where you're viewing this from. So now we're just on the same page. I'm outside of Tokyo, actually in the mountains, and I'm surrounded by forest. So there's more deer than people. So this internet I checked is super fast because nobody is watching Netflix. Deer and raccoons, they can't watch Netflix. So I'm the only one occupying this probably very strong line. Okay. Hi from Tanzania and Romania, USA, South Africa. I'm reading exactly what you're reading. Luxembourg, from Japan, arigato, Singapore, Bali, Malaysia, Mumbai. Okay, see? So anyway, I'm so happy to share this moment with you because we're sharing this energy together. I think energy is super important, as Dr. Michael Lee said. Also, so much energy between you and us. I think we must have burned all the circuit. It's a little bit bad. I hope it's a little bit better. Okay, so can you hear me clearly? Okay. All right. So today, I'm so happy to talk about happy money. Happy money is money that makes you smile when you receive it, and also gives you joy when you receive it. And I usually do a 2 or 3 day seminar, so I have only 45 minutes. So I'm going to play fast. So just let's explore this beautiful world of money with you. And thank you for writing a chat. And if you have some comments and questions, please write them. I can't read everything while I'm talking to you to the camera, but my staff will pick a few questions along the way, and I can answer questions. Okay. So I'm going to share screen, so just give us 1 second. And the first slide, here we go. So as Dr. Michael Lee kindly talked about my book, Happy Money, this was my dream, and it was so difficult for me to start writing in English. I was born and brought up in Kobe, Japan, and I spent 18 years in Kobe and 4 years at Seida University in Tokyo. I always wished to go abroad to study international affairs and other things, but my dream was interrupted by outside of Japan. So my English is a little bit rusty, so bear with me. And I try to speak as clearly as possible. So any non-native speakers of English will understand me. And so if you don't speak as good English, I think I'm sharing the same thing with you, same fear and anxiety with you. Okay, so this is a book cover of many books in German, Spanish, in Spanish, Dinero Feliz, and in Dutch, and Korean, Chinese, and different languages. Now it's being translated to Arabic and other languages. Okay, so this is a picture I want to share, and I was so lucky to be endorsed Janet Atwood, Dr. and many more. Jack Canfield is the co-author of the book series Chicken Soup for the Soul, and as you know, Dr. John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and Janet Atwood is the founder of the Passion Test. She's coaching more than 4,000 Passion Test facilitators in the world. So I have so many great teachings from these great minds, and later I'm going to explain about my mentor and how I came to know this happy money. And before I do that, why don't I just explain a little bit about how I became an author. I just started my career as a consultant in business and in accounting. And as the years go by, I met very great mentors. That's how I became financially independent in my 20s. So I retired at the age 29 for my baby girl. And for the 4 years, I just concentrated on changing diapers, and I got sort of bored. I had not much else to do. So one day I sat down and in front of my computer, and a lot of images came through. And I just typed in something and then sent it to my friends. My friends loved it. So I just kept on writing and writing. And I just got enough for this booklet. That's how I printed this booklet for my friends for free. And I printed more and more, and by the time I gave away about 100,000 copies of my free brochures like this, a publisher called me, and then they asked me to write a book, and which I did, and the rest of is the history. In Japan, I published more than 200 books in Japan and sold about 8 million copies. And the essence is the 45 minutes that we're going to share together today. So these are the book covers, and more than 8 million books sold worldwide now. So the book topics include happiness and abundance, and money IQ and money EQ. I'm asked to do 5 seminar series with success resources beginning today. So I'm so happy and thrilled to share what money IQ and what money EQ is. And finding your life work, millionaire mentality, doing what you love, finding your natural gift, and much more. So for the next 5 seminar series, which you can do together with us, you can learn these topics as well. Okay? And today, since we have about 30 minutes from now, I'm going to focus on my favorite topic, which is happy money. And happy money is money that makes you smile, as I said, versus unhappy money makes you feel and frustrated and tense. And I'm going to go over that as well. And the energy of your money. What kinds of energy does your money carry? I'm going to explain a little bit later. The rules of the money game and your relationship with money. Your life will be so different depending on what kind of relationship you have. If your relationship is good and healthy, your life will be full of surprises and so many fun things to do. But if your relationship is bad, and if you're fear of money, you're afraid of money, your life would be probably miserable and stressful. Secrets my mentor taught me about money and happiness. I'm going to share with you the wisdom of my mentor, Harv Eker. And Japanese abundance techniques, arigato and arigato out. I have to teach this in 30 minutes. So I'm gonna be a little faster. So this one, is your money smiling? Is the first question I want to ask you. I want to share a quick story of how I came to find out this concept about happy money. I was chatting at the party and after one of my seminars, and the woman approached me and she said, Ken, can I take a look at your wallet? And around the time in Japan, there are TV interviews and magazine articles about celebrities, what kinds of wallet, the big one, or smaller one, or just the credit cards. So people are obsessed with what kind of wallets they have. So I thought she was interested in my wallet, and I said, as long as you give it back to me, it's fine. And then I handed over to her. And she pulled out all the credit card, all the bills out, and she was checking something. And I got very curious what she was doing. And she said, this is good, this is good, this is good. And she said at the end, okay, all your money is good to go. And I wondered, what do you mean by that? She smiled and said, I see things that other people don't see. Your money is smiling in your wallet. So that means you must have made a lot of people happy and received money. That's good news, I thought. And she said, on the other hand, your money could be crying in your wallet. If you're taking advantage of other people or doing what you don't love, money is crying in your wallet, sometimes angry. And after that, I said, wow, that's deep. And after that, I realized that, I thought of my friends and some of my friends, in his wallet, money must be smiling. My clients, one of my clients wasn't so respectful person, so his money must be crying in the wallet. And as you hear this story, I'm sure that you are thinking some of your friends' faces, oh, that person's money is crying, that person's money is smiling. So my question to you is, what emotional energy is in your wallet? And what is happy money? If you like what I'm sharing, I want you to pick up my book, Happy Money. But I'm going to share with you very basic principles of what happy money is. Types of happy money you can give. For example, have you ever received money from somebody like your parents, your grandparents? I call it love money. It may not be huge. Like say your grandfather or mother sent you $10 on your birthday, and there's a card, buy something you like. And we just smile. But we cannot buy so much with $10. I'm now 5-year-old. But, it just gives you such a nice feeling. Like grandpa just thinks of me. So your friend gives some money when you were sick or you got into a car accident, something like that. So when you feel so happy when money is given to you, that's happy money. And also, there's money that you can give and also you can receive. The money you receive is the income you get And also the money you give is when you pay bills, do you feel, ooh, I don't want to pay bills, I don't want to pay taxes, or are you so happy to pay the bills? Are you when you smile, when you pay taxes, can you smile while doing that? That is a little bit of a challenge. On the other hand, what is unhappy money? Unhappy money is, I don't really have to explain because every one of us is experiencing pretty much every day when we receive a paycheck from a company or from a client, you feel like, ooh, I don't know if I can pay all the bills at the end of the month. And when you see an envelope that you know that the bill is in it, you feel like tense and scared and afraid, maybe you're sweating. Also, when you're paying taxes, you may feel just, can I just make both ends meet? And you don't want to pay, or I don't want to pay for the utility bills, electricity, water. When you pay at the restaurant, well, that was expensive, So a lot of upsetting, stressful situation. That is unhappy money. And unhappy money you give, unhappy money you receive. You can probably picture those. And how to change unhappy into happy money. I can talk about some techniques along the way. I can show you some later, but I call it happy money laundering. When you receive money, do so with appreciation. And also when you spend money, when you pay bills, also do that in appreciation. If you keep doing that, that becomes happy money. I'm going to talk about it when I'm going to share with you the wisdom of my mentor, Harv Eker. Okay, and if you imagine money as a person, what kind of person would it be? If you imagine money as a person, what kind of person would it be? Would it be a cold, mean, stingy, greedy, evil, scary character? Money is almost like an assassin trying to shoot you, in the dark, or like they might scare you, or like they're not nice to you. How do you feel? And also, you may have some positive image for happy millionaires and happy people with a healthy attitude, relationship with money. They think of money as a fun, loving, friendly, caring, compassionate person. So it's so interesting. Money is the same thing. It's the same coin. It's same paper. It's same digital numbers, but it means so many different things to different people. So we developed these ideas from childhood. In my next 5 series seminars, we're going to touch on our financial wounds, money wounds, and how to heal them, because we have so many scars from our past that's so troubling us. Because of money insecurity, we feel like we have to make so much more money, and if you make $1 million, you feel like you need to make $2 million to feel secure. But for some people like that, even if you make $10 million or euros, that's not enough. So you have to heal the money wounds inside to feel secure and healthy and happy. The energy of your money. This is my favorite subject too. I can talk for hours, but I don't have much time, so I'm going to talk about it very, very clearly and short. So what is money? I can explain money in many different ways, but just think of money is like water flowing nicely, just a beautiful river. That is healthy person's money. But sometimes it becomes flood when you win a lottery, or when you inherit so much money from your parents, and if you have no ideas what to do, it's a flood of money, and it washes you and your family away. And that's why a lot of lottery winners end up being very unhappy and lose everything at the end. So you have to be careful when there's not much water. It's drought. You dry out. and that's not healthy either. And unhappy money is like ice. It's cold, so when you touch it, your fingers freeze, and it's pointy. You could hurt yourself. So unhappy money freezes money, whereas happy money is like air. So you can breathe in and breathe out so freely. I can talk about this abundant mentality in the coming sessions. But today, I want you to remember the goal for happy money is to have money like become air. That means you can breathe in anytime you want and breathe out anytime you want. You don't want, if it's water, there was so much dispute over. There was even war between villages. Now, think about it. When money is water, have you heard like there was war because of what? Because of air, or like your neighbors fighting? You were sniffing my air. Air is abundant, so you can breathe in anytime. You can breathe out anytime. So air doesn't make people fight. Unless you live in Mars sometime in the future, the air is very important. Right now, fortunately, air is abundant. So if money becomes air for your life, you can do anything you need to do. Sometimes you need just a little air. Sometimes you need a lot, depending on your dream. But that's something we're going to enjoy exploring later. So the money game. Money game is the game that we have to play no matter what. The rules of the game are confusing because they keep changing. I love talking about this too. And we can't say I quit because it keeps going till we drop. So the money game keeps going until we die. And unless we say enough, like I have enough money, I have enough abundance, and exit out of the game, it'll keep going, and people will keep the score. So we suffer no matter we're winning and not. And make sure you're playing safe, and that you will be you're in the safe hands. And what's your relationship with money? I talk about 3 different ways. Either you become a slave. That means you're working for money. In order to bring food on the table, you have to keep working so hard. So one day something good happens, and I can get out of this rat race. But it's not healthy manner attitude. As long as you keep you as a slave, working is not fun anymore. And the second one, some smart people, they think that if I have enough money, if I become the master of money, maybe I can get out of this money game. Yes, in a sense, but no in the whole way. Because once you achieve financial independence, I've seen so many people achieve financial independence. But unfortunately, they were not aware of this emotional side of intelligence, which I'm going to deal with at the next seminar, Money EQ. No matter how much money you make, you feel like I'm the king of my empire, but still you feel anxiety inside. So unless you heal this control issue, you're always afraid of losing money. So the third one I'd recommend is the best way, ideal way, is to become a friend with money. I hope all the viewers today will find friendship with money. What would you do if money was best? What would you do for your best friend? If money was your best friend, he or she will do everything for you to make your dreams come true. So don't try to become a master, because it's just a path to unhappiness. You're going to keep worrying. I've met many millionaires who have so much money after they have like 3 or 4 public companies. Still they cannot go to sleep because one day they may lose everything. So becoming a friend, you don't need to have so much, So some people may think, I thought I need $10 million US dollars, but I think I'm okay with 1 or 2 or 3, or maybe numbers really don't matter, because when I feel abundant, That's when I achieve financial abundance anyway, emotionally. So that kind of mentality is something I can share with. Thank you for writing all the comments. I cannot I cannot read all the comments, but I would love to read all of your comments because doing this is so much fun for me, and sharing this idea. I have done so for the past 2 decades, 20 years in Japan. In Japanese only, I didn't have enough confidence to teach in English. So actually, I'm taking a big risk of doing that. So I hope I'm making myself understood in English. Sometimes I'm talking to the camera, and I wonder. I know there are hundreds of people, could be thousands, or later, or I don't know the numbers, but sometimes I feel like blank. Am I just talking to myself or what? But thank you for responding. Okay, so my mentor, Wahei Takeda. My mentor, Wahei Takeda, is somebody I such a deep relationship with, and he taught me everything about money. I had only 10 years with him, but he is my mentor, and he was like my father that I didn't have. My father was not like Wahei Takeda. As you can see, the smile of him. I feel like crying when I still a few years ago he passed away, but still he's in my heart and in my head too. And one time, by the way, he's called Warren Buffett of Japan. He is one of the wealthiest Japanese person, and he was well known for his philanthropy. So his style is so unique. He's like this. He always smiling, and he used to take his students to lunch and dinner. And whenever he finds a beautiful smile, like say a waiting person, he says, "You have the best smile in the world." And then she or he will feel like, "Oh yeah, thank you. I enjoy this work." So Wahei just pulls up something and he says with a big smile, "Congratulations, this is a gold medal for your beautiful smile." And I don't know how many of you have actually feel the gold coin, but it's heavy. So it's not fake. It's something you've never experienced before, and it's heavy. So it's actually worth about $600 or $700 US dollars or euros. And he says, "Keep it. This is to congratulate you for smiling every day." And she cries because even her parents, they don't recognize her smiles as much, or let alone gold medals from a stranger. And this old man is saying, just promise me one thing, keep smiling for the rest of your life. And then she goes away. And I always don't get it. He just lost $700 or 700 euros worth of gold coin, real solid gold coin. And Wahei is so happy. And I asked him, "Why are you smiling? You just lost a lot of money." And he said, "I did shopping." And I asked him, "What does that shopping mean?" And he said, "I just bought her lifetime smile for only one gold coin." And then, that's very interesting. And he explained to me, so what would she do after going home? I guess she would wake up everybody and tells us about what happened today. And she would show the gold coin. And Wahei said, "So how do the people think about that?" I think everybody thinks that they're very happy, and they think that she's lucky. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just making everybody feel the luckiest person on earth. And I got it. That is a secret of becoming a happy millionaire. Making everybody feel like they're blessed and happy. And if you don't feel like it, you have to start learning how to feel blessed So every time I do an event like this, I always feel so happy, and I don't know who you are, I don't know where you are, we don't have this personal contact, but one day I hope to see you in person, and personally thank you for having this beautiful bonding with me. So Wahei just kept telling me all the Zen ideas, which I'm going to explain later, but I have only 10 minutes, so I have to start rolling. But it's wrong for me to talk about Wahei in 10 minutes, because I can talk for hours about how beautiful this man is. And he built his fortune by making cookies. His father started the business, and he built his empire based on these cookies, and it cost only like 30 cents or something. So just he's selling these cookies for 1 cent per cookie, and he was so picky about finding ingredients. He used the most the best ingredients for the babies, because those things, the food, is in that goes into babies' mouth. And that's going to build health for the babies. So he believed in energy too, and he played arigato songs many times over in the factory. So when these cookies are made, there's this factory line, and then as they progress, the kids singing arigato, arigato, arigato. That means thank you. Arigato, arigato. By the time the cookies are baked and made and put into a package, these little cookies listen to 1 million thank yous. And Wahei believes 1 million thank yous are baked in these cookies. So when babies eat these cookies, it's just slightly sweet and very yummy. And so I used to love these. And every Japanese person knows, because we sort of grew up with this. So the 1 million thank yous melt in the mouth. And how cool is that? I hope people watching this may not think that this is new agey, but I believe that the prayer is real thing. It may not be proven scientifically, but if there are two different cookies, one's listen to 1 million thank yous, the other nothing, I bet there will be a difference. At least that's how I feel. And this is the palace that he built many years ago. He built a real castle for kids, and in there, this is a mecca for cosplayers and wedding, and kids learn how to bake cookies and all the fun stuff. And what I learned from Wahei is what you give is what you receive. So if you're sharing what you know, if you're sharing your heart, if you're sharing who you are, you'll be more abundant. If you try to take advantage of people, the trick may work once or twice, but it doesn't keep going that way unless you just keep serving your customers, and clients won't come back. So what you give is what you receive. And the importance and the impact of compassion, he was so generous in giving and sharing, and he believed in this compassion makes the difference. So he was known as the most successful investor of all times, but he still thinks that compassion is the key. Someday in the future, I think I can go deeper with this teaching. But today, I'm just sharing just a bit of information of what I can share and teach. So this presentation is sort of like an index of what I have been doing for the past 20 years. And for the next 5 sessions with Success Resources, we're going to dive into this topic. And I'm so happy to share this in English for the English audience. And the third learning from Wahei Takeda is abundance technique. Arigato in, arigato out. When you receive money next time, say arigato. It can be danke, sheshe, merci, or gracias, whatever the language. And when you let go of money, when you pay bills, that's also the time to say thank you or arigato. So in this cycle of appreciation, abundance flows. He believes that human mind can only focus one thing at a time. So that means when you just worry about money, but then when you receive money, and then when you have to pay bills, just automatically say arigato or danke or seishei, and then write checks. You focus on this appreciation, gratitude more, and when you are writing your checks in gratitude, that will probably bring a smile on your face. You cannot go back to worrying mode. Human mind cannot function that way. So once you're in a gratitude mode, you start finding so many things that you can appreciate for in your life. So I hope from today, with my sharing, you start counting your blessing. And that is the basic foundation of money EQ and this arigato principles. So arigato in, arigato out is still the most simple and powerful technique. I don't know how many of you have seen a movie Karate Kid. This Japanese guy, it's in the United States, is teaching American boy, Daniel-san, and then he teaches karate, right? And during the movie, this boy wants to learn from this master, but this Mr. Miyagi or Miyaji, teaches him only basic things, and he just orders chores in his junkyard. He has to, so this boy, American boy, has to do the waxing of the car, and he says only two things: wax in, wax out, wax in, wax out. But later on, when he was in the combat, this waxing, wax out technique really works, but he didn't know at the time. So you probably have no clue, as I had no clue when Wahei Takeda said, arigato in, arigato out. Wow, I wish he shared with me some kind of thought tips, which one would go up and stuff like that. But he said, no, arigato in, arigato out. So like Mr. Miyagi, wax in, wax out, arigato in, arigato out are the super important things. So if you feel like winning, I did so many times, which brought me so much fortune. Try that. It doesn't cost you anything. And the daily practice to increase abundance. Every session I do, I want to share with you some homework of some fun exercise. At the end of every day, find 10 reasons to say arigato. So tonight, at the end of my day, I just appreciate Dr. Michael Lee for a beautiful, kind presentation and also introduction. I really loved his energy, so powerful. And Success Resources people for setting up this. It's a free event for most people. I know there's a VIP package, but if you don't buy it, it's free. How generous is that? So they believe in giving. So I admire Success Resources team and all the people who are behind the scenes, because they did dedicate so many hours, and I'm sure they had some hard time at the beginning because of the sound problem, but thank you for fixing that. So those things you appreciate at the end of every day. I usually go to sleep after 4 or 5. I fall asleep pretty fast. So good luck in finishing 10. And you just enjoy, because number 5, I have to appreciate my wife or my husband, or I have to appreciate my kids and stuff like that. And that will just invite you to happier dreams. So I hope you try it starting today. And hopefully next time, please share what you learned. And next time, a preview for Money Magnet session, Seminar 2. I've already prepared slides, so I'm so excited to share this. We're going to learn together to love money and as a magnet. So loving money is one thing, but there are so many secrets to getting money to love you. So I talk to thousands of people all the time in Japan, and I ask the audience, how many of you love money? So like they go crazy. Yes, me. Some people try to do both. My next second question is, how many people do you think money loves you in return? So all the people yelling like, I don't know, I love money, but I don't know about the other side, So in order to be a happy, abundant person, happy millionaire, you have to love money, but you have to get money to love you. So I'm going to share secrets of that. And the topic is how to become a money magnet, and build good fortune. I can't wait to see you all in my second seminar. And after my presentation today, you're going to have so many great presentations. So stay with us and enjoy what you receive. And if you like what we do, please come back next time. And that's a good sign that you and I, we all enjoy this time together. So, techniques to attract money is something I can share too. Arigato. That is a secret of everything. Arigato starts with arigato. Can be thank you, sheshe, danke. Choose your language. I try to choose a different language, so I say danke, sheshe. Sounds more cool. So try arigato technique in your life, and then let me know what happened. For the next few days, you're going to experience a lot of fun, and you'll feel so different. I hope you enjoy my presentation, and from day on, you will live a happy learning person's life. And just keep blessing everybody. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for sharing your time. Your precious time means so much to me. So I appreciate you once again. Arigato. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. And for some people in the different time zones, please have a good night. And Success Resources team, thank you so much for great work. I know you have a long hours ahead, but I trust you're going to do a beautiful work and enjoy. So all the viewers, please enjoy other presenters. They're so great. Okay, thank you so much, and hopefully see you in my next presentation. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you,
Give
my
Ken a
lord.
round of applause. How many of you agree? Could you feel his humility, his calmness, and his love? And usually, yes, we can give him all this energy. But I tell you now, why don't all just in the comments below just show gratitude? Say to Ken, arigato, because he has spent his time here to share that beauty of these emotions, actually what money has. And how many of you never realize that money has an emotion? Yeah, because this is the thing, that when we appreciate money in, our emotion should always reflect the money out. And it kind of reminds me of a movie, because I know Ken was talking about Karate Kid, one of my favorite movies. How many of you have seen a movie called Inside Out? It's a Pixar movie, right? And you've seen it, just try, you've seen it. Yes, I have. And Inside Out has all these emotions, right? And it just reminded me of a story one time that, sometimes when you go to a nice restaurant and you pay a tip, you're more than happy to pay a tip because you show appreciation for the service that you've actually received. But what I find so amazing is it can be exactly the same people who've actually, of course, they've earned the money to give and show that appreciation by giving a tip. But when they see people that are homeless and that they are struggling, they don't show that same love, that same gratitude, and that same care. Because at the end of the day, we're in this world together. We need to support one another because we all start at the same spot. And this is why I want to challenge everyone, that because even money has an emotion. How many of you agree that sometimes emotion affects our behaviors, right? Because when I'm teaching psychology, I always teach it this way. When people behave in a certain way,
it began with an emotion, a feeling, and that emotion has then started. Before that, it's an experience. So if someone's had a bad experience, they have a bad emotion, then they have a bad behavior. But the truth is that it doesn't have to be that way. Because remember, whatever behavior you are showing is actually what you're telling the world who you are. And I'm so grateful for Ken, because it was lovely actually hearing him speak live, because I can feel his love, his compassion for people. Because he just wants to help people become more successful, have more happiness in their lives. So again, Ken, arigato, and I want to thank you for being here. So just one thing I need to address actually, because of course Success Resources, we've been having a bit of sound issues, and they're working behind the scenes, and we're getting all these feeds coming from around the world. So Ken's in Japan, I'm in the UK, and the thing is that they're getting everything into one hub, and of course things do go wrong sometimes. I just thank you for your appreciation. But the thing is that, of course, we've had an amazing start to the event already with Ken, and it's just going to continue now, because how many of you are excited with actually learning how to build businesses and actually gain money from businesses, so that you don't need to be a business operator but a business owner? If you want to be a business owner, put me in the comments below, because you are in for a treat. We have an incredible speaker coming on next, because, he's been building businesses left, right, and center. But, I'm actually going to introduce him right now, because, of course, we're running out of time here, because I'm raring to get him going. Because the next speaker, I'm so excited to introduce him, has many years of challenges, failures in business before discovering what really works. His tenacity and over 30 years of martial arts practice helped him stay focused and disciplined, a trait he takes into his own areas of his life, including business. Now, over the past 20 years, he's developed and sold several profitable companies. He is a multi-award-winning business coach, an international best-selling author, and has been featured as an expert advisor in TV, radio, newspapers, and magazines. He's previously been awarded the Executive Coach of the Year in the UK. He's the CEO of Mindspace Associates, helping business owners increase their sales revenues, implement better processes, and build winning business teams so that they can have more time off to enjoy their lives. The principles he's learned in business and now teaches to others that's helped him earn millions for himself and now for his clients. So get ready, buckle up. Take your business to the next level. So please, with high energy, please stand up and welcome Mac Atram to the stage.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and I'm so glad that I'm speaking here at the Wealth Code Breaker. And I want to get going. We've got a lot to share, a lot to do. So before I get going, I want to say to everyone here, thank you for making the time, the opportunity to be here to learn and grow yourself. Because when it comes to understanding how wealth works, property works, stocks works, whatever it is you need to do in order to generate wealth for yourself or increase your income, Success Resources have put this together to help us to do that. So from my heart to Success Resources, congratulations, thank you for putting this together. To our audience listening all over the world, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here speaking with you. Michael, what energy, my goodness. Michael, thank you for the wonderful introduction. I appreciate that. And I was sitting there listening to Ken Honda, and I'm thinking this gentleman has the same heart as I do. I think he wants to make a difference to the world, difference to people, and I'm so glad I'm in this environment. So thank you. So let's get started. Now, let me say this, we've got people from all over the world. I think the sound is okay, yes, but it's not perfect. Some people are having struggles with sound. Okay, so let me do my very best to make sure I can get this across to you. So what are you going to get out of today? So let me share my screen and let's get going. Okay, so this is the Wealth Code Breaker with me, Mac Attram. Okay, is that better? Okay, you can hear me now. So, one thing I want to say is this: if you've ever seen me present before, if you haven't, Okay, that's better. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you to participate. I'm going to ask you to share some things in the chat box. A lot of you have a lot of energy doing that already. Why? Because as Ken said, and I was going to say this already, everything is one thing. And everything is energy. And someone put it in the chat box here about vibrations and frequency. Now, we are in the learning environment. And I'll tell you this, when it comes to business, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to your life, generally the person with the highest energy generally wins. The person with the highest energy generally wins. Now, when it comes to learning, why is that important? The reason why that's important is this: if you want to grow your wealth, if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your life, you must understand. I'm getting some echo. Okay, you must understand that you must raise your energy. Okay, so feedback. Okay, well, let's turn my sound down. Check 1 2 1 2. Okay. Michael, give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay. Put in the chat box, guys. Chat box if you can hear me. Okay, great. All is good now. Excellent. I'll turn my volume down. That's why. Okay, so let's get going then. So everything's one thing, energy. So what I want to be focused on today is this. I want to share with you the lessons that I learned and help you to discover the secrets to creating a business that generates wealth. And I'm going to talk around that. Because when it comes to business, when it comes to growing income, most people are exchanging their time for money. So how can you not exchange your time for money and create wealth in business? Let's talk through that in a moment. So for those who don't know who I am, I want to take a moment, if it's okay with you, to tell you a little bit about my background, who I am, for those who don't know me. So, let me say this, that, so for those who don't know me, for the past 17 years, I've trained and coached hundreds of thousands of people around the world, in fact, over 30 countries, helping them to grow their business and grow their wealth. Typically, growing their business up to about 200% in less than 1 year, using specific strategies that we teach at Mindspace Associates. So, I'm a family man. I'm based in the UK. I'm a family man. That's my greatest wealth, I believe. I've been married to my amazing wife now. We've been married for 21 years. This year we've been married for 21 years. We have three children. Tiana is 20 years of age, Destiny is 16 years of age, and Brandon, our boy, is 14 years of age. So 22 girls, 1 boy. Okay? And I love being with my family. I love doing adventures and traveling around the world with my family. They are my big why. See, this is my big why. Hawaii and going to different places around the world. This is my family, Egypt and Brazil and all these places. That's why I do what I do, because I want to make a difference to them and to humanity as well. I'm a best-selling author of 4 books, Face It and Fix It, The Power of Masterminding, The Millionaire Moment. The Millionaire Moment book was published last year during the pandemic period. For those who don't know who I am, if I turn this on, I don't think you'll be able to. If there's feedback, I'll turn it off. This is from Les Brown. I did some work for his people, and this is what he had to say about me. If there's echo, I will turn it off, but this is what he had to say.
Hello, my name is Les Brown. I'm a speaker and author, and it is my business to know who is it that can really make a difference for you and for your organization. Mac Attram is that person. You're looking to grow yourself and your business, because the speed of the leader, the speed of the group. You're looking for ways in which you can get the best out of your people. Make sure you call them, because he will not only provide information, methods, and strategies, but also create experience that will give them a larger vision of themselves, increase their sales, productivity,
The reason why he sent that to me is because of the difference I was making to some of these clients that will grow their business. So if you don't know me, I'm sure you know who Les Brown is. That's the quality of the work I do. And remember, as I said, everything's one thing and everything's energy. So if you're listening to me right now, maybe you're slouching or sit up. I'll say sit up straight. Get away from any kind of distractions of social media. Take notes if you can as well. Now, this is my other. This is you'd have heard of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. This is what he had. Often, I've done 12 international tours around the world with Robert, and he would introduce. He will talk about property and financial education. Often, I'll come up and talk about business. So this is him introducing me at one of the countries we're in.
This is Matt Aitcham. He's going to be up here. Great friend of mine, great coach, great teacher for people who want to be entrepreneurs. Maka Atra! So when I first went to, that was Kazakhstan. When I went to Kazakhstan, that's when I realized that my name was Maka Atrama. But until then, I had to tell my parents, my name is now Maka Atrama, according to Kazakhstan. So that's a little bit about me. I've shared the stage with people like Brian Tracy. We've featured on all news media. This is me speaking before the pandemic, speaking all around the world. Over 2,000 people in India, over 1,500 people, I think, 2,000 people in Germany. But I share all these things not to boast or show off to you, but to just let you know that my life wasn't always that way. I wasn't always a multi-millionaire. I wasn't always financially free. I didn't always have successful businesses. Today, I've created businesses, I've sold businesses, but it was a struggle. Many years ago, I found myself broke. I found myself over $100,000 in debt. Now, how I got into that situation was a combination of poor financial knowledge and also major mistakes. So over $100,000 in debt. I remember the time my wife was pregnant with our second child, Destiny, and we'd been married for a few short years, and a few years had gone by where I was working so hard in my first business. It's a IT computer related company. I was working so hard, 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week sometime, and I was burning myself out. I was stressed, and what had happened was my business partners I was in business with had stolen from the company, left the company in a mess. And so I borrowed money from wherever I could, and I was trying to fix my business. It was just a struggle. So I wasn't seeing much of my new bride, my wife, and I wasn't seeing much of our first child. And at some point I felt my wife was going to leave me because I was never around, or because I was working hard in my business. And there was one particular evening, when everything came to a crash. I remember driving home 5 minutes from my house, from the office. 5 minutes from I stopped in this shopping center car park, and I remember sitting there with my hands on the wheels, sobbing, feeling sorry for myself, thinking, how did I get here? How did I get to this situation where I'm totally broke, I owe people money, I've got to pay them back. My wife, I'm not seeing much of my wife and my young, our young firstborn. My wife's pregnant with our second child. The doctors told me I've got to take it easy. My blood pressure is rising. And in that moment, feeling sorry for myself, and the thing that kept going through my mind was, am I a failure? I'm a failure. How did I get to this place? I came to a realization as I woke myself up that, and the question I asked myself, how do successful people, wealthy people do business? How do they do life? How do they become successful? And in that moment, there was something clearly I didn't know. Although I had an MBA, I was quite intelligent. But if I was, why was I failing? And in that, so I took it upon myself. I said, I'm going to discover this. So I went on this journey of self-discovery to understand how rich and successful people actually do life and how to do business. And I'm so glad I did, because in less than 2 years, I was able to fix my business. And when I fixed that business, I sold it. When I sold that business, I decided to, I started investing in other businesses,
started another business, and also invested in real estate property. So invested in more and more in real estate property allowed me to create a lot more wealth. So today, most of my investments are in real estate, in businesses, cryptocurrencies, and some stocks. Okay, so you're talking to someone who invests, who talks about wealth, who actually creates wealth as well. Not just a teacher, but someone who's doing it right now. So I want to show you from a business perspective what are some of the mechanisms that must happen in order to create true, lasting wealth. Now, how many of you can relate to any part of my story right now? If you can relate to any part of my story, say yes in the chat box for me, please. Say yes, I know you're there. I know I'm talking to you. Excellent. Okay, good. Thank you, Laura, Harv Eker, Sarah, Oswald. It's moving very quickly. Eunice, Sato. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thanks, Kim, Hans. Thank you. And so I want to show you some of these methods, some of these strategies. But actually, people say to me, Mac, if you are already a multi-millionaire and wealthy, why do you teach other people? That's a good question. I'll tell you why I teach other people. When I was struggling and things weren't working for me, and I was in debt heavily, I remember I prayed and thinking, let me find a way. If I can find a way to change my situation and become financially successful, I'm committing for the rest of my life to help other people have exactly the same thing. More financial success, more happiness, better relationships, more money, more wealth. And so that's why I'm in front of you today. Because when I reached that financial level of success, I then wrote down my mission. And this is I believe my God-given mission based on my talents and what I have. And I wrote it down clearly, and I've been living by it every single day now for the last 16, 17 years. And it's simply this: my life, until I stop breathing, until I leave this earth, is to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose. And so when Success Resources asked me to speak here, of course, that fits in with my mission, and so I'm here to help make a difference in your life any way I can. So let's get going with, so if you're listening to me and you're ready to learn, put L, ready to learn, or put ready or L, ready to learn. Put L, thank you. Okay, good. So you're ready to learn, so I know you are here. So fantastic. Remember, everything's one thing and everything's energies. So all the names I'm seeing here, these are the people who are really stepping up their energy. They really making a dedication to learn. So let me talk about generally our societies around the world. See, we are born into this world. We're told to go to school. We're told to learn. We're told to go to school. We're told to study hard and get what? Good grades. Thank you. Get good grades. And then find a good, secure job and work hard in that job and feel secure and retire at some age. Now, as you know, there is no such thing as a good, secure job. The company can let you go at any stage. And so you've got to find a way of really securing yourself. And unfortunately, 95% of people, through my research, will never ever have the kind of financial freedom or the kind of financial success they're really looking for. And so my job is simple, is to help you to discover how to make more money for yourself so you can make a difference to your family, your friends, and other people. I think it's good to be charitable. Every single month I give away thousands of pounds every single month. Why? To help other people. Thousands of pounds. Okay? Every single month. Now, so I want you to have that kind of lifestyle. So when you look back, you're happy, your family's happy, you can have the kind of lifestyle you want and help other people. As opposed to the opposite, which is very much about, just being stressed and worn out and every day worrying about money. What if we took care of that? What would your life be like if you just handled the money side and money and cash flow was good? Would you have a happier life? Yeah, many people say, but money's not everything. I agree totally. but it makes life a lot easier. I've been on both sides. I've been totally broke, and I am a multi-millionaire. I know the difference, and I still have a good quality of life, and I still help other people. So my job, the people know me for helping them to do this, turn their fear into freedom. People know me to help them to turn their distractions to more discipline. And when you have more discipline, you have better results. Thank you. People know me for helping them to move from a place of paralysis, where they feel stuck, to a place of performance, where they're doing the right things, money's coming the right way, and they're happy with their life. So I want to help you to do the same. You know, when I wrote this book here, Face It and Fix It, when I wrote this book here, and it became a #1 international best-selling book, by the way, on Amazon, and that's why Amazon gave us that label. I realized that when it comes to business, when it comes to business, 20% of people are struggling. Small businesses, I'm talking about, they are struggling. In other words, they can't pay their bills. They don't know where the next money is going to come from. They don't know. It's just a struggle. And I found that 60% are doing okay. They just average. In other words, some months they got the money, other months there's a bit of a struggle, but it's okay. Overall, by the end of the year, they're okay. But through my research, I found that 20% of businesses some small businesses are always doing great. Why? How? What is it they're doing? What is it they know? And so that's what I want to talk about right now. So let me ask you a question. Some of you are in business, and some of you are not. If you are in business, or you're thinking of getting into business, how many of you would love to have a business that's always doing great, always doing well? Now, if that's you, say yes or me in the chat box for me. Fantastic, good. I'm getting Ahmed, Faisal, Hans, Osvaldo, Gian, Kim, Angela, Clement, Marcel, Fantastic, Heidi, Jasper, Lloyd. Oh, Lloyd, good to see you, my friend, in Thailand. Jasper, Thomas, there's a look. Fantastic, good. So, if you want to have a business that's always doing great, you must understand there is a fine line between failure and success. There is a fine line. What is that fine line between doing great and doing average? What is that fine line? And critically, the fine line, I'm going to break it down for a few minutes, and then you're going to understand that if you want to create more success, it always starts from you, and you know that already. So watch this. I've been saying for more than 15 years now, the success of your business is largely driven by your psychology. In other words, the success of the business is largely driven by the psychology of the business owner. How is that business owner thinking and behaving? Because I've got many clients around the world, and I've got many clients in the same industry. Some in the same industry, and some will say, oh, my business is not going well, and this struggle, it's pandemic, and all this kind of stuff. And then I've got others who think differently, and they've pivoted differently and done things differently. And I've got people, so we help people just to think differently, behave differently, get better results, okay? And so, your psychology is so important. My friend Robert Kiyosaki says there are 4 mindsets in business. 4 mindsets in business, so 4 psychological ways of thinking. One is the employee mindset, the self-employed mindset, the business owner mindset, and the investor mindset, okay? So, what's the employee mindset? The employee mindset, not that employment is bad or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. The employee mindset is what? It's to exchange time for money. I exchange my time for money, and please pay me when I do that. The self-employed mindset is what? The self-employed mindset is that if it has to happen, I have to be involved. That means I have to be in it, I have to be doing it, I have to be involved. And that's not it's just a different way of thinking. The business mindset, or big business mindset, or the brand mindset is what? I'm going to leverage a team, I'm going to leverage systems, I'm going to automate for the most part, and I'm going to have the freedom knowing that my team will follow my systems and do the things that they need to do. So what's the difference between self-employed business and a big business owner mindset? Well, the difference is this. The self-employed, and I want you to answer me a question here. If you are self-employed and your business needs you all the time in order for it to bring in money, are you free? Are you free? Could you have 6 months off your business? Can you take 9 months off your business? Most people, give me the answer in the chat box. Okay, everyone say no, you're not free. And so now you haven't created a wealth situation. But what we are talking about at this wealth breaker code is this. I'm going to talk about this area here. So this and investing. Why? Because the difference between self-employed and big business owner, as I said, automates, systemizes, has the right teams, the right talent, do the right things at the right time. Let me ask you a question, actually, everybody. Which side of this chart is most of the wealth created? Is it the ES side or the BI side? Everybody, put in the chat box. Put ES or BI for me, please. Everybody. Fantastic. I'm getting most people saying BI, Angel, Pilar, Kennelly, Kev, Jonah, B. Excellent. So 90% of the wealth is created on this side. However, where do most people live? Most people live where? On this side, on the ES side. So at the wealth code, breaker code, what we're saying is this: if you want to create real wealth, where do you need to be? You need to do your very best to get onto the BI side. Some of you are there already. Actually, just out of interest, put in the chat box where you are now. Are you E, S, B, or I? Are you E, S, B, or I? Put in the chat box for me, please. I've got S, S, S. I've got some E's. I've got BI. I've got some B's. Got E. Thank you. Awesome. Try to be B. Excellent. Even. Okay, Sarah. Eager to be B. So we've got some people in B, and that means they can take 3 months off, 6 months off, 9 months off. The business doesn't rely on them, over-reliance on them. So we've got people who are employees, we've got people who are self-employed, a lot of people self-employed here. We've got some people who also invest. Congratulations. So I want to focus on creating wealth. How can you create wealth? Well, really, as I said, from the I side. For today, I'm focusing on the B side, B quadrant. And so how do you create a B quadrant type business? As I said, you've got to change your mindset. If you are an employee, that employee mindset is, yes, I want security and I'm comfortable there. But the moment you say, I want to start my own business, you're going to fall into self-employed for a period of time. So the self-employed mindset is, I've got to work it. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to work it. I'm going to work hard. But at some point, you see, if you don't change at a deep subconscious level, then you stay self-employed for many, many years. And so for those people who become ultra wealthy or create a B quadrant type business, they do change their subconscious. How can you change your subconscious mind? It's through reprogramming. So through reprogramming, because if you think 10%, everything we do, 10% of the time we do consciously. So 90% of the time, we're not even conscious of what we are doing. This is public enemy number 1. So right now, as you're listening to me and you're listening to Ken Honda and you're going to listen to some amazing speakers afterwards, you're going to think, okay, now you're becoming a lot more conscious. You're watching, you're listening, and there's nothing worse than listening and not taking any action. So public enemy number 1 is whatever going on in your subconscious mind. If you need help with that, find someone who can help you to think differently. We help our clients to do that. Clear out the weeds from their subconscious so they can have a clearer path to greater success. Find someone to help you to do that. Now, the wealth breaker code, we are here. And I want you to mark this day as a day that probably changed your life. You know, who famously said these words? You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots. Who said that? Faisal said, it's Steve Jobs. Absolutely. Thank you so Sully. Thank you, Sabir. Thank you, Sai. You have to connect the dots. So somehow connect your future. You have to trust in something. Trust your gut. Trust destiny. Trust life. Trust karma. Trust whatever. But if you mark today as the day you made a decision to change your life, the day you made a decision to take your life forward, what would that look like in the future? As you connect the dots, you think, wow, thank you, Success Resources. Thank you, Mac Datrum. Thank you, Ken Honda. Thank you, our speakers who helped me to deal with that. Steve Jobs, you're absolutely right. So where is your thinking right now? You know, if you do a lot of deep research, you will know that we are heading towards what some people say, heading towards a recession or even a depression in the very near future, over the next year, 18 months, 2 years, I believe. And so you've got to think differently and behave differently. Some people behave with the mindset of, I want to use the term victim. I'm not saying they're a bad person, but the victim's language is what? The victim blames people, they point fingers, they complain, they moan, they are ungrateful. Whereas what? The champion mindset is what? The champion mindset is what? I can do it. I'll find a way. I'll ask for help. I'll make a decision. I'll take the action. If it's to be, it's up to me. So where are you right now? Are you the kind of person that constantly blames, constantly justifies your situation, constantly points fingers at other people? Or are you pointing the finger? It's actually at home right now, point a finger at you and say, it's up to me. It's up to me. I can do this. It's up to me. And if you're a champion, put champion. Oh, you've done it already. If you're a champion, or at least you want to practice being a champion, put champion in the chat box for me, please. If you want to behave and think and change your mindset more like a champion, put it in there. Erfa, thank you, Jennifer, AJ, Angela, Sabir, Adil, so many of you. Excellent, 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 excellent. Very good. That's what I'm talking about. Now, what I want to do is this. Do you currently own a business? If you currently own a business, I want you to put yes in the chat box. If it's no, put no. If you're thinking about it, put TH. If you're thinking about it, put TH. Okay, we've got some own businesses, some are thinking about it. Excellent. Okay, good. So we've got a mix. I like that, Oliver. Champion. I like that, Oliver. All right. Some people are thinking about it. Okay, so now I want you to do this. Regardless of that, if you have a business right now, and this exercise is for you for a moment, I want you to write down the revenue, in other words, the sales revenue that you are achieving each month. Keep that to yourself, it's up to you. Or if you don't have a business, what is your income now per month, your salary per month? Write that down for a moment. So if you're in business, what is your sales revenue right now per month? Or if you don't have a business, what's your personal income per month? This is before taxes, yes. This is before any taxes. Before any taxes. Okay. Next 1 to 2 years, what would you like your sales revenue to be? Or, if you don't have a business, what would you like your personal income to be? Sorry, that's it. Okay, good. All right, good. So you've got the exercise. I want you to compare where you are now, and in the next 1 to 2 years, where is it you want to be in terms of money and income? Okay. Now, you will see that there is a difference. And so what I like to help people to do is to bridge the gap. I become the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. I become the catalyst showing you how you can do that the way I do it, and thousands of our clients around the world have been doing as well. So make a note of that. Don't lose your vision. Your vision is to earn this amount of money so you can invest it, you can trade it, you can do whatever you need to do with it. Keep that vision. Because for me, the fastest way to change your money situation is to either start your business or grow your business significantly. And this is where I help people. So let me give you an example. Some people say, Matt, is it easy to be rich? Is it easy to be rich? Well, lots of people have become rich, and lots of people have become poor. Look, let me give you the difference between rich and wealthy. When I wrote this book here, The Millionaire Moment, I defined the millionaire moment is about my rags to riches story, how I came from broke and what I did, and I changed situations, and I teach these in my programs, in my courses. The key difference between rich and wealthy is this. Wealthy people have found a way and created long-term sustainable wealth with money. Long-term and sustainable money situation. So how do they do that? They create assets, and those assets generate cash income for them on an ongoing basis. Now, that's what wealthy people do. They take their money, they either create a business, or they choose to invest in some assets, and that creates income for them. Now, where do you choose to be? So I'll give you one more distinction, and I want you to know where you want to be. Watch this. You can be rich or you can be wealthy. We all have that capability. We all have 168 hours every single month. Some people have won the lottery and they've become overnight millionaires, overnight multi-millionaires. But what happens, if you've done the research, lots of them, within 5 years, what's happened? Within 5 years, what's happened? Within 5 years, what's happened? They've lost all that money, and they are now back to where they're bankrupt. They're back to, some of them, worse than when they got that money. But, hello. But last year, they were rich. Last year, they were rich. Then what happened? Well, they become poor again. Why? Because they did not have that wealthy thinking and that wealthy ability. They didn't have the right education, the right attitude, the right beliefs around money. So you must learn that. How do I do that in business? How do I do it in stocks? How do I do it in all these property, in all these different areas? How do I do that? It all starts with a wealthy way of thinking. And in my programs, I teach people how to exactly think like that. So I want to share with you something. We're talking about business and business growth, and we're talking about wealth. Often when you come into business, everybody, when you come into business, you're invisible to the market. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows anything about you. Nobody knows your product, your services. And what I say to people is, when you go into that market and nobody knows you, you have to, and at that point, guess what? In terms of cash flow, look at the graph, look at the red line. In terms of cash flow, how much money are you making? Probably zero or very little. And you're scrambling around trying to look for new clients, new people. So what I say to people, instead of, trying to don't overstress yourself. Go out and look for who you can help. So who are the people who've got the problems? What problem they have? Who are they? Identify them, and for the first few transactions, just help them. Help them get a result and get 3 or 4 case studies or testimonials to say, hey, you helped me, this is where I am now. So when you're invisible to the market, focus. Always in business, focus on helping people. But when you're invisible, make sure you do that even more so and get some case studies which you can go and what would happen is this. Once you've got more and more clients, you fall into what we call chaotic activities, chaotic business activities. Whereas, you get so it looks like this. You get a client, you try and service them, you fulfill them, and then you realize you've got to now get another client, and this chaos continues. And what happens is cash flow is up and down. It's up and down. 1 month you got it, next month you haven't got it. 1 month you got it, next month you haven't got it. And then for most businesses, they've moved into what we call emerging player. And this emerging player now starts to think, right, I'm working so hard. There must be a better way. I'm getting these clients, we're fulfilling, I'm growing my team. Now what they do, at this point, you've got to look at systemizing areas of your business, getting the right talent to come in to work on specific roles. Now, the cash flow looks like up and down, but mostly what? Mostly up. Mostly up. Okay? I want to share with you the 4th stage. There's 5 stages. The 4th stage is this, what we call client abundance. At client abundance, the business owner has intentionally and consciously created a business with the right team, right talent, right systems, right automation, the whole business now doesn't rely on them. It's not over-reliant on them. And so if you can do that effectively, and I teach people how to do that, now cash flow is what? It's mostly up. It's a good place to be. And some people get comfortable there and say, oh, this is great. And guess what? When the economy changes, which we've seen through the pandemic, because being too comfortable, they go back to where? They go back to chaotic activities or emerging player. But if you continue and sustain, if you know how to do this, you'll notice you'll get to a place we call market dominance. Market dominance means that everything's in place. You're constantly testing, you're constantly reviewing, you're constantly adapting. Now, at market dominance, it simply means in your niche, and wherever your niche is, whether it's local, whether it's regional, whether it's national, whether it's worldwide, in that particular niche, the people you serve, you are the one known, your company is the one known to help people with this particular problem, whatever that problem is. And so if you are known for that, and in my Business Success Masterclass, I go deeper into all these areas, by the way. If you're the one known to help people in this niche with this problem, you get more referrals, you get more testimonials, you get more people coming to you, you get more clients finding you because you are the one dominating that particular niche. And at that point, you can now what? You can franchise, you can diversify, you can open up other companies. And some people never get to market dominance, and guess what they foolishly do? They foolishly, when their business is not even ready, they go and start another business. And then they've taken their eye off this one and think, why is this failing? Well, you never created the right things to sustain itself, and then you're just around doing 2 or 3 other things. It's very, very difficult. Now, if you can understand anything I'm just saying right now, give me a yes before I go to the next bit, because I'm going to pile it on right now. Okay, who said, love your energy, Matt. Thank you. Sophia, thank you. Thank you very much. Everyone has their own energy, so whatever works for you, that's great. For me, I can only be who I'm supposed to be, really. I can't be anybody else. All right, so in summary, this is a business growth cycle. If you're invisible to the market, etc., etc. What I want you to do, put in the chat box right now, where if you're in business right now, or if you're not in business, you're number 1. If you're in business right now, put where you are in the chat box for me, please. Are you chaotic activities? Are you invisible? Are you emerging? Are you a client of abundance? Are you dominating your marketplace right now? So I'm getting a lot of 1s, getting a lot of some 2s, I'm getting some 3s. Okay? And what I urge people to do is this: work your way to market dominance. There is a way to do that. And I want to share with you how our clients are doing it right now. And all you need is a system. Hey, thank you, by the way, for those who just shared, all my champions. All you need is a system. Let me describe to you what that system is and what that looks like. I have failed many times in business, okay? And I've succeeded many times in business. I now know what works, what doesn't work. I now know how to make millions, where before I couldn't even make a few thousand. I struggled. So I've done that, and I'm showing you the system that our clients are using to do the same thing. I'll give you an example. This is Princess. She's based in Indonesia. Let me give you an example. Watch this. She followed our system. See what she said. She was able to 3 times her business from $15 million a year to $45 million a year, even during the pandemic. Listen very carefully.
I'm Princess from Indonesia. I'm doing property developer business in Batam, the island in Indonesia. Then during this pandemic period, I did manage to get a course from Max, the MBA course. Then it was amazing because the course is like having the course to understand about the sales, understand about the marketing. Also, we learned a lot about the system setup. Then amazingly, during this period, my company managed to improve our sales in 2019 from 15 million to 3x become 45 million in 2020, which is also, we are very surprised because of the sales and marketing terms that we learned from Mac. It's really, I apply everything.
So it's $15 million to $45 million in under a year. Under a year. How? the right system. This is the system she uses. Write this down, please. Write this down. I call it the business wealth system, which I created. One, you must have a good story, irresistible story. And that story must magnify and actually attract people to do that. There is a way of structuring that story. Most small businesses, there is no story. People don't know how they can relate to you, what you're all about. The next thing is that you must have a strategy, a powerful strategy. Now people say to me, how do I create a strategy? Well, I have a system for that. Always think that I have a system, a processes for all of that. So once you have a powerful strategy, you know how to identify the right type of clients, how to attract them to your business, who they are, what niche you're in, how to really set up your product and services in a way that becomes very, very attractive. There is a way of doing that. Once you have that strong, powerful marketing strategy and it's attracting people to the business, you must have a way, and your team must have a way of effectively closing them. And that's where sales come in. And not selling in a very greedy or grabby way but in an authentic, genuine, want to help people way. So we show people how to sell more effectively. And part of the system is creating your own systems and creating systems that are repeatable, that your team can follow even when you're there or not there. And the fifth part is your structure. The structure of your business is really dependent on your intellectual property, the team members that you're bringing in, the legal framework, and the financial aspect of it. If you structure the right way, you can now create long-term sustainable wealth, which is what I was saying earlier on. Remember I said there is a difference between rich and wealthy. I'm talking about wealthy right now. How many of you love to have a system whereby if you follow those processes and systems, you can now start building and growing long-term wealth through business? How many of you would like to have that? How many of you would like to have that? Okay, good, excellent. Excellent. So with the right systems, the right team, the right structures, you will now be able to create that. Now I'll give you another example of Ronald Harmson. You know, in the...
My name is Ron, sir.
You know, about my time's running out, so actually let me play.
My name is Ron Harmson, and I'm the CEO and owner of a development company here in the Netherlands. And I've been in business for over 24 years now. And the last 10 years, I have been stuck against this glass ceiling, if I would call it like that. So I was stuck at, roughly 800,000 euro in sales every year, which by itself is amazing, nothing to complain about. But by following the program, we are increasing that by 100% this year. So I have a couple of things in place which I learned through the program of MAC, getting systems in place, having the right people in my team, knowing which people to recruit, and also I know about all the pitfalls and all the tiny things.
So he went to double his business from $800,000 to $1.6 million in less than a year, using the same business wealth system that I'm sharing with you right now. And in my business masterclass, I go deeper into that. Now, you could spend years, 10, 20, 30 years struggling, trying to find out and create your own systems or you can just listen and I can break it all down to you. The reason why I say that is people hire me to coach them and consult them. Companies hire me and they hire me for $30,000 a day. When they hire me, I don't work with many, but just a few. But then I said, okay, instead of just working with a few, I want to teach people more. So what I did is I created a business success masterclass. And it's all about how to grow your business, make more money, and enjoy your life. Because I know all of you here, if you're here, you want to enjoy your life. Lucrezia, good to see you. And so this particular business success masterclass, which is coming up, I think next week I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you how to attract more high-paying clients for your business. I'm going to show you the strategies to grow your business online and offline. I'm going to show you how to survive this current pandemic or this current crisis that we're in. And I've helped many companies